Now we're back with Password again, and there's Dave. Yes, so there was just a public update a couple of days ago as I'm recording this on the 1st of December, and the only one I'm doing out of the 3 routes that was updated was Tyson, so we're playing his day today. And also when Dean and Roswell get their updates done, I'll be playing through those. And I still have Roswell's previous video to get done at some point, so I will do that. This is the last public update of the year of 2019. So I'll probably find some time in December to do Roswell's video, and then we can carry on from there. Everything will be up to date. But there will be patron updates if you support Grizz. You can still get some updates, he says, which will be fun to play. So, this is Tyson's route. What we're going to do here is pick up just past where we left as we've been talking to Oswin. Now, this section, if you played it, you know, is a lot of question and answer stuff. And there's some interesting stuff that come up. But I'm not going to do everything because I have to type all these questions in. It's going to take a while to do all this. So I'm going to ask a few questions here, a few different ones with Dean, a few different ones with Roswell. So you'll see a bit of a range with these questions, though a couple might well repeat for reasons. But let's get going with a few questions. And now I think it's your turn, Dave. Oswin's voice was lowered, taking on an air of seriousness. While he's very no-nonsense before, I felt the tone of the conversation get heavy from how he poised himself. I've said what I need to say. If you have any questions, I'm all ears. I gulped, looking Oswin in the eye. He stared right back through his glasses, watching me carefully. This was it. In the off chance I never had the chance to talk to him again, I had to make sure I asked anything that might be important. Okay. He's only going to tell me things that were relevant. All I had to do was ask. But what was considered relevant? As you see, I can't type today. What's the significance of the medals? Will he tell us? I never really cared for the medals, if I'm speaking candidly. Seemed like a waste to embellish symbols on precious metal for no reason other than it looked nice. Oh well, I guess that makes sense. What's your sister's name? Florencia Hammond. Was that all you wanted to know here? Oh, I guess. It just seemed odd you call your brother by name and not, you know. Oswin sighed out, rubbing the bridge of his nose before returning them to where they were. I have my reasons. Oops. This is what happens when you type with a sore shoulder. Ow. What do you think of rabbits? Almost immediately, Oswin's face contorted into a tight frown, looking disgusted. Did you say... The boy across me grumbled, almost growling before he set his eyes upon me again. I hate rabbits. Racist? The flinch reaction of me calling that in jest, just like I would with my friends, fell flat. There was no smile that came after, just another intense frown. Perhaps so, but I despise them all the same. But why? Our childhood stories mostly. Our family had some interesting takes on some classics. Either way, I do not trust them. Oh, well, all right. Let's see. Oswin's gaze went sad, suddenly eyes dipping into the desk as he spoke. The survivor. He sighed out again, bringing his gaze up to meet mine. I know very little, but what I do know is that the only reason the one survivor pulled through was they were a natural host. A natural host? One whose body has a certain affinity with a disease or other such thing. Not to be confused with a symbiotic relationship, but it's essentially the same thing. That which killed everyone else had, as far as I was aware, no effect. I lost my access to the subject before I could run any additional tests. Truth be told, I don't even know which of the 100 it was. I would be interested in getting a sample of their blood for my research, but alas. Why their blood? That's sort of creepy. Well, running a few tests on their blood, I could probably reverse engineer what makes them immune to the effects of the drug and take a step forward in figuring out what went wrong. That said, I leaned forward, expecting a continuation. I don't need that blood. While not the same result I would have gotten, I've moved beyond the point of needing it, but to get a vial would merely be for my own curiosity. No, wait, hold on. Could you, with the blood, make a better version of that cure you wanted to make? Oh, potentially. Why? Oh, no reason, just, I don't know, the idea seems nice. Oswin frowned, shaking his head gently. It would not do to see it as such, Dave. There is a reason that test was illegal, after all. I'll tell you about it sometime, perhaps, but not now. Let's see, what should we ask him? Should we stay here? There was nothing but silence after I finished talking, the boar opposite watching me with a stony gaze. I chuckled nervously, realising after a while he wasn't going to respond. Let's ask him one more question. What if you can tell us why we'd see Tyson dead? After all, it's Ty's route. The frown I got in response told me that maybe I'd said something I shouldn't have. Reinforced further by the fact that Oswin decided to stay quiet, his gaze almost saying that I should try something else. And I think those are all the questions we should ask for now. As I said, if you play Password, you can ask a whole lot more, and we'll be doing a bit more in the other routes. But just to stop this video from dragging along too much, even though it is interesting, it's not a great video. We're going to leave it. I frowned, thinking, done already? I think so, yeah. Oswin got up from his side of the desk, supporting his weight on it as he did so. I hope tonight was informative. Oswin stretched before yawning, not bothering to cover his mouth or hold it back. I got up, shaky, before following suit. It was, yeah. I think good. He made to walk away, and I called out, "Oh, wait. Oh, what is it? What happens now? You go to bed. And you? I have some calculations I need to run, something I need to test. But hopefully you'll sleep soundly enough despite what we talked about tonight." I should, sure, but what about us? Will we meet again? Will we talk again? If you believe that it's needed, then we can arrange something for a few days from now. Let me think. 3 days. Give me 3 days and we'll reconvene here, same time, same place. To talk again? I know, by then I should be able to show you something. Something in my lab, assuming you're interested. But would that help? Help us figure out what's going on? Not necessarily, but you can never go wrong with more information. So in 3 days, meet me here and I'll show you the lab. All right. Oswin wandered over the door, stepping through it before turning around to look at me once more. With a nod, he closed the heavy door and it clicked shut, almost with the sound of a mechanism ensuring it to stay that way. For me, I wandered back upstairs, the corridor, the meeting playing over in my mind. Had I said everything I needed to? Was everything put away, at least for the time being? I hoped that, if anything, there was going to be some breathing room to try and enjoy my time with my friends. I stopped in the darkness, smelling something. My nose scrunched up, trying to remember where I'd placed that smell. It wasn't one I associated with danger, so there was that. But definitely not what I was expecting to be smelling here and now of all times. I froze, emerging from the corridor right into Sal, standing in the middle of the conservatory. Something didn't seem right about this. Something felt off. Sal, are you okay? I looked behind me quickly, closing the bookcase while keeping an eye on Sal. It was odd. He wasn't responding to anything, instead just standing there, just staring at me. Sal, what are you doing? I can explain about the bookcase. I gestured over the now concealed passage, expecting him to have said something about it by now. Maybe you should go to bed? Go to bed. Right. Bed. I watched as Sal wandered off, leaving the room and bumping into the door frame on the way. He looked out of it, and I wondered why he wasn't asleep. Still, of all the odd things that had been happening of late, at least he wasn't brandishing a weapon around. I made it back into my room and nearly collapsed on my bed, kicking off my shorts, peeling off my shirt and laying on my back. Any other night I probably would have indulged in relieving myself of some of this pent-up stress, but instead I lay there with my thoughts. With phone still in hand, I lifted it up to my face so I could scroll through my messages. Each one of these a record of a time where I didn't have to worry about the person on the receiving end dying. My finger paused over one message chain, hesitating before clicking on it. There were so many messages, all sent by me still waiting for a reply. I scrolled up, not bothering to read them for a bit before I backed out. I knew what all of them said, almost like a journal of the points of my life where I just needed to let someone know something was up. It couldn't be Tyson or really anyone. These were private things. I dialed my voicemail, the options memorised from having done it so many times before. Holding the phone up to my ear, I closed my eyes, breath catching in my chest. There was always that brief delay before the message started, the point I could count the seconds when the person on the other side realised the beep had sounded. "Oh." There was a brief smirk on my face as the familiar voice came through. "I guess I missed you, huh, sport?" There was his laugh, my laugh, our laugh. That nervous hyena chuckle when we'd been caught off guard by something. Well, I figured I'd just check in on how things are going. You going alright, champ? Oh, right, this is just a message, isn't it? He laughed again, and despite the tears welling up, I laughed along with him, much like I'd done every time in the past when listening to this message. "Well, best I get back to work. Rest up and I'll see you when I wake up, alright? I love you, son." My reply was halfway out of my mouth before the message ended. The rest of the reply trailing off into silence, to be replaced with my quiet sobs. My arm went limp and I let the phone fall away from my head. "I'll see him when I wake up." My eyelids drooped a little and I breathed out, wiping the corner of my eyes and yawning. "When I wake up." I fell asleep soon after, exhausted. I should have at least gotten under the covers or something, but by the time I realised, it was already morning. I opened my eyes slowly, waking right where I fell asleep. My phone, now dead, was still in my hand, and I flexed my grip around before setting it on the bedside table. Quietly I looked around the room, searching it, wondering if by some miracle that I was somewhere else. It wasn't always this bad. Some days were easier than others, for sure. This was for sure a day where I just wanted to crawl back into bed and get some sleep. I almost scrambled under the covers and lay my head down, eyes still closed. Sleep found me quick again, but it only felt like minutes before I woke to someone coming into my room. The footsteps were quiet but purposeful, making a beeline for the bed. I could tell who it was right away. "I'm sleeping, Ty." "Ah, bullshit." I grumbled as Tyson sat down on the bed next to me. I pulled the covers up higher over my head as he continued. "So, you doing alright?" "I'm fine." "Yeah, bullshit. Look at me." I didn't need to do much, so he pulled the covers back, exposing me to the light. Opening my eyes carefully, I looked at him and the cup of coffee he was setting on the bedside table next to my phone. "What?" Ty picked up my phone, trying to do something to it before setting it back down. "Are you alright? Don't lie to me, Dave. I have a good guess as to what kept you in bed this late." I made a sound somewhere between a grumble and a whine, looking away from him. With a sigh, Ty picked up my phone again and I watched him rub his thumb again across the blank screen. "Voicemail again?" "Yeah." "Alright." "Please don't go." Ty was almost about to get up before he settled back where he sat down. I'm not fine. I'm really not fine, Ty." Hey now, it's alright. Well, what's going on? Everything that's been going on, what would it give to ask Dad what to do? Oh, I know that feeling. I miss him too, pup. But, you know how it is. Nothing we can do about it either, just... You got me, right? And Dean, plus the others, I guess. I don't know. Do you need a hug, or just coffee? I sat up, hugging my knees. Hug, please. Alright, easy. Ty shuffled closer and put an arm over me as I lowered my legs, so he could get close enough they wouldn't be awkward. So, guessing it was a rough night for you? How'd you know? You only listen to that when things are pretty bad. What happened? Nothing important at least. I avoided his gaze, not wanting to let him in on the meeting just yet. You didn't come to get me, though? Well, no. So nothing important happened, but you're not alright and you didn't come to get me to help. Yeah, like that's normal. I didn't want to be a bother, Ty, honest. Why can't I be the strong one for once? You've always known what to do, or just figure it out as you go. Yeah, and? I want to get good at that too, so that when you need it, I can... You know. You don't need to do that, pup. I'm fine. No, but... I gave Tyson a look, unsure of how to feel. You said I was a weakness for you, right? Wouldn't it be better if I wasn't one? Jeez, alright. Ty's grip on me tightened a little before he went slack completely, releasing me from the hug. I said I was fine with it, alright? Hell, maybe I just like it. Isn't it hard, being the strong one all the time? Well, I try not to think about it. I get what I need from it. What do you get, though? Oh, you smiling is a start. I blushed, chuckling a little bit. If only for a moment my worries disappeared as my mind wandered closer to seeing Ty in more than just friendly light. Look, don't go being gay about it. Just, you know how it is. No homo? Fuck off. I meant about you being what you mean to me. You're important. I don't know why I've had to say it so often the past couple of days. Well, you're important to me too, Ty. He pulled me in close for another hug, pressing his nose into the top of my head. Yeah, coffee's going to go cold at this rate. Ty pulled away just enough to reach back and retrieve the mug, handing it carefully over to me. No sooner than I took hold of it and began to drink, he resumed the hug. Drink up. You need it. Yeah, I should get up and get dressed. Maybe go for a walk to clear my head. I'll be around if you need anything. Just grab me, alright? Okay. Tyson and I cuddled for a bit longer before he got up and let me change in peace. My hoodie was still being washed apparently, not that I could see it anywhere. I settled for other clothes, not that they had that same level of comfort, but I'd make do. Dressed and as ready as I could be, I made my way downstairs. At first glance it seemed as though there wasn't anyone else around. It felt lonely, but I knew that I needed the space to think things over. Where were the others though? Were they all separated or were they together? I grumbled, digging my fingers into my head and lightly tugging on my fur. It was only when Benson cleared his throat that I took notice of him, standing off to the side, watching me curiously. You quite all right? Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. I haven't been here long, but you seem distraught. Maybe, actually, no, yes, I am just... I threw my hands up before letting the entirety of my body slump just shy of being enough to make me fall to the floor as I groaned. Last night took a lot out of me. Did you make the most of it, though? I guess. I don't know if it's really got me anywhere, though. Indeed, Master Oswin mentioned as such when I brought him his breakfast. Was he saying it about him or me? He undecided about himself. All I know is that he was eager to get to his lab this morning to do something. I may have been around a while, but when the Master goes on about... Benson paused, toying with his moustache while he pondered something. The more technical aspects of both his hobbies and qualifications, I find myself at a loss. Oh, well. Okay, maybe I'll find out in a few days then. What makes you say that? Oh, he said in a few days he'll show me something, so... I don't know, maybe it's something involving that? I wonder. Yes, before I forget, your laundry is almost ready. Oh, great. I would advise against being so messy in future. Pumpkin stains are easy enough to get rid of. Other things, not so much. I promise. I'll bring your clothes to your room sometime today. Okay, sorry for the mess. I shifted on the spot, uncomfortable. Now, my boy, if I've had to clean up after Master Oswin, I'm sure your room will be fine by comparison. Is he really messy? Oh, you have no idea. Now, I best be off. A good day, Master Dave. Oh, see you later, Benson. I watched Benson move towards the stairs and about halfway up before continuing on. I found myself looking around an empty room again, and I scratched my head as I took a whiff of the air. I could still smell the lingering scent of toast along with coffee. I wandered to the other side of the room, following the scent. By the time I was near the door leading to the kitchen, I found myself looking down, skirting around a particular spot on the floor that looked somewhat familiar. Once again I was alone, and this time sighed out without restraint. As bad as it was, I was half expecting Orlando to be in here. They'd have to be elsewhere in the house, right? The smell of toast was stronger in here. I didn't want toast. Whenever I thought of my dad, I thought back to breakfast that we had, that he made for the two of us when Mom was at work or otherwise just not around. That was usually hard-boiled eggs, fruit, sometimes waffles, if burnt ones. For the options available, I just grabbed a banana. Part of me wondered what Dean would have said if he saw me eating this. Probably like, "Oh, I know something else you could put in your mouth that's the same shape." I shook my head, a slight smile forming. The consistency was nice, if anything. Pacing the kitchen with my banana, I ate bite after bite, thinking things over. Was this what it was like to be a cop? Figure things out, accept the potential risk of dying in the line of duty? I left the kitchen and found myself outside. Stretching, I felt my spine pop and joints loosen. The plan was to go for a walk, but I didn't really know where I was going. The front yard was expansive, the driveway leading further down out of sight beyond the trees. Maybe following it towards the main road would be an idea, in case we needed to escape. Burying my hands in my pockets, I started the slow stroll towards the trees and down the driveway. It was quiet. Even the sounds of insects and birds were muted, almost as if there was this silence that was draped over the place. Light filtered down from the canopy above, lighting my way down the winding driveway. Everything looked the same, and around each turn seemed to be just more driveway. If I had my phone on me, I'd been able to check how long I'd been walking, but it felt like a solid hour with no headway. With a sigh, I looked back. The way I'd been looking just the same as what lay in front of me. Taking a load off on the side of the driveway, I let my mind wander. It'd been about a year since it happened. Some days were better than others, but even after this long, I refused to believe that it happened at all. Orlando keeps reminding me to accept it and try and move on. I know that because of it I've withdrawn, but really, what does he know? None of them, at least as far as I could tell, knew what it was like. Which is probably why this whole ordeal with Oswin was putting me at odds. I wonder if it was worth bringing it up with the others. If seeking help from the others was worth blowing Oswin's cover. At least until I could figure things out, I was in this by myself. Grumbling, I stood back up, shooting a look down the driveway. I could leave now, put all of this behind me and just run. Looking back at the way I'd come, I grimaced. Running would maybe keep me safe, but what about the others? If I wasn't around to stop them dying, would it just keep happening? The stress was making me tug at my fur, a habit I had picked up from Tyson when he was upset. Why me? Groaning, I started to head back to the mansion, shoulders slumped and dragging my feet. As I trudged back the way I came, I wondered what Roswell's take on this would be. He always had an interesting way of seeing the world, and maybe being aboard would make it easier to have a read on Oswin. I smirked, the in-joke flashing to the forefront of my mind. With how often we said racist to one another, I was starting to wonder where the actual line was drawn. By the time I reached the front of the house, I was tired again. Be it the rough night or the walk, I wasn't sure which. Either way, I was ready for something to eat, or the very least another chance to sit down. My hand went to my pocket, checked my phone, patting it down for I realised I left it up in my room to charge. Was it lunchtime? I wanted it to be. I wandered back inside and heard people nearby. After having missed them for breakfast, I was eager to see what they were up to. As I entered the room, I saw a heated discussion led by Hoss between the two others he was nearby. None of them seemed to pay me any mind as I entered. By comparison, though, the others were in a pause in their conversation, with Orlando looking anywhere but the other two he was sitting near. "Oh, Dave, perfect timing." "Perfect timing? For what?" I eased closer, carefully, wondering what I was about to get wrapped up into. "To tell these two off, they're being mean." "Oh. Guys, being mean is bad." "Oh, we're not being mean, we're just having a little fun is all." "Oh, well, I like fun. Fun is good." "I don't fall for it." "I don't understand. What's wrong with what we were saying? If you have stuff in your beard, someone should tell you." Orlando grumbled to himself, shaking his head before resigning the point. "Oh, by the way, what's the time? My phone's dead." "It's dead. You didn't charge it when you were sleeping." "Oh, he forgot." "No, I didn't forget. I just... So, lunch. It's lunchtime, right?" "Oh, that's right. Benson made his lunch before moving off to go do something else. Not sure what, though. He seemed to be in a hurry." "Hold on, have you all eaten?" "Oh, for the most part. We looked around for you, but figured you couldn't have gotten far." "But what if I'd been killed?" I snapped out suddenly, causing the three of them to look quickly at one another before facing me. Feeling foolish, I fell into the nearest chair and buried my face in my hands. "So, I'm going to go bring you your lunch. And I'll help, yeah. You could probably use some coffee." Roz and Orlando scurried off quickly, leaving me with Sal. He eyed me carefully before settling back down, enough to say something, voice brought down to a hushed tone. You okay?" I groaned, rubbing my face. "I'm fine, just still..." I gestured, hands in the air, trying to wave off my own worries, and by extension Sal's. Seemed to work enough that Sal settled back into his chair without a fuss. My outburst had brought the other three over, seemingly done with their conversation for the time being. Did I hear you correctly, Dave?" I kept my eyes averted, looking towards the door to the kitchen, feigning just to be eager to get my lunch. "You did." "Well, can you blame him, though? How are you feeling outside of that?" "Oh, where did you disappear to? Have an adventure?" I just decided to wander around for a bit. After I got up, had a bite to eat, and figured I'd walk down the driveway and see where I missed when we arrived. "Anything good?" "Not really. There really wasn't much between you and the main road from memory. That was some long driveway." "You're telling me I didn't even make it to the main road?" No surprise. Explains why you're missing. Maybe just let us know exactly where you're going next time." "Okay, sorry." "A couple of us were worried." "Well, good thing you stuck to a path, though. For as Tyson said, try to let someone know where you're going next time." I rolled my eyes. I understood why he might have been coddled like this, but no one really kicked up a fuss about Roswell heading into the forest by himself. "Okay, I promise the next time I go wandering, I'll let someone know which direction I go in." "What were you guys talking about when I arrived? Seemed intense." Dean looked between Tyson and Hoss, taking a step back. "Don't worry about it. It wasn't important." "Not important? I'll have you know that it's very important." "What is important?" Some show Hoss wants me to watch. Apparently some guys pose at each other and all have the same name." "They do not have all the same name. You haven't even seen an episode. You might still like it." "And what makes you think stopping time and dropping road rollers on people makes for a good show?" "Right, whatever. It sounds dumb." "Oh, if this is the show I'm thinking about, it has a bunch of punching too." Punching, huh?" "Really? That's what sells it for you?" "Well, it makes sense they'd be more sold on that." "Hey, I've not watched any of your cartoons before. Cut me some slack." "Anime." Whatever, same thing." Hoss's eyes bulged for a second before Dean chimed in, trying to curve the conversation. "So, Dave, what are you planning on doing today?" I looked between Hoss and Tyson before addressing Dean. Or at least I would have if I wasn't cut off immediately after being asked. "He's coming with us." "Wait, I am?" "Yep, if only for a little while." "But why?" "If I'm going to get put through a cartoon, I'm putting Dave through it too." "And I'm going to need the assist in convincing you it's a good show." Well, I don't do anything until I've had coffee and a sandwich, or just something to eat for lunch. Well, seems fair. If there's room for one more, maybe I'll check out what this cartoon is about too. I looked back over the door leading to the kitchen just as Roswell and Orlando were emerging from it. Roswell had a mug and Orlando had a plate stacked with a couple of sandwiches. I wandered away from the other three towards them, seemingly joined by Sal on my way over. One coffee. And 2 sandwiches. I felt a hand on my shoulder, looking to Sal, who joined the conversation with a comment of his own. And 3 of us. Roswell counted us off on his spare hand, staring down at his counter 4, confused. So what are you guys doing the rest of the day? It looks like the others are off to go watch some anime. I've been roped in too, apparently. Oh yeah? Oh, what are they watching? I'll give you one guess. Orlando looked around me to Hoss, who was mid-pose while Tyson was rolling his eyes. Dean as confused as you'd expect. Oh, bold move. Although showing Tyson anything's a hard guess. I guess an anime about fighting is, well, at least action happens in it. What kind of show is it? Oh, so imagine they're like ghosts that help you fight. They're not ghosts. Well, they may as well be. Well, alright. I hope you enjoy your ghost fighting cartoon. They're not ghosts, Sal. More embodiments of the soul. Of the fighting spirit. Can't they all just get along nicely? Roswell shook his head and handed the coffee to me, letting me drink in deep. Not long after did Orlando set sandwiches in front of me. I was considering a swim, but now I'm not too sure. I still like that lesson, if that's all right. Well, I'm happy to give you that lesson still. Assuming that's still comfortable for you, just not today. Oh, all right. I just need to clear my head of a few things. Well, why don't we play a board game or something to pass the time? No point in the others doing something when we could also do something. Sure, I'm down for a board game. Or if you get tired of watching anime, you're welcome to join us if we're still playing, Dave. If you're keen on watching anime, you probably want to eat lunch before they start without you, right? I turned my attention to my sandwiches, seemingly 2 different kinds. The first looked to be something with chicken, lettuce and mayonnaise. Looked like it had cheese on it too. The second was the one I was more keen on, egg salad. I just hoped it tasted good, but I had faith that if Orlando made it, he wouldn't do me wrong. There's nothing like having a good meal, something I was reminded of while I was halfway through my first sandwich. Less cranky, less stressed. Who knew that having a decent feed would make you feel better both physically and mentally? By the time I downed the second one, it looked like everyone was ready to start heading off to go do their thing. I took my mug and plate into the kitchen, put it in the sink to be washed. It seemed like the other dishes were still here, so I felt less bad just adding to the pile. Still, I shook my head. Benson will probably get to it later, right? Even then, I felt like I should clean up, if only to help out. I opted for the middle ground, organising the dishes so at least the plates were stacked, mugs all gathered together, so that whoever did clean up had an easier time of it. I wandered back into the dining room to see Roswell and Tyson facing one another. Quickly I looked to the others, who seemed to be swapping looks just as confused as I was. What you want? Roswell seemed to be ready to say something, his brow furrowed as though he thought things through. Part of me hoped he wasn't about to pick a fight, as unlikely as that seemed. While everyone is here, I want to apologise. For what? You know what for. Tyson looked Roswell over, eyes narrowing only slightly before he nodded to the boar. All right. Everyone seemed to be giving Roswell the floor, so to speak, and just as well. Well, I'm not going to lie, you're the last person I wanted to come onto this trip with us. You were an asshole to us when we were younger. I hated you for that. This is a great apology so far. I'm getting there. It's that very attitude that frustrates me. How can Dave move on from that? What does he even see in you? That doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Me not being able to move on shouldn't and doesn't invalidate any improvement you've made to yourself in the time I wasn't around. So by extension, me taking it out on you, taking pot shots when I had no right to, put me in the wrong, no matter the reason. So, I'm sorry. Tyson sighed, scratching his neck. Look, I get it. I do. I didn't think you had the balls, to be honest, but I'm glad you got to vent. whatever it was. But sure, apology accepted. Well, I'm sorry too. Not that it makes up for it, but that's how it goes. Really? Well, getting invited to this thing was great of Dave to do, if, a dick move on his part. Everyone in the room looked to me and I stared back at Tyson, uncertain of what he meant. What did I do? Well, I wasn't going to say this, but it seemed like a jerk move to invite Tyson along without checking with us. Alright, seems like something you'd want to run by everyone first. Sorry, Dave, but if I knew you were going to invite Tyson, yeah. I'm sorry, too. Oh, why are you sorry, Sal? You do something wrong, too. Not that I know of, but it seems to be what everyone is doing. Well, hey, no need to apologize if you've done nothing wrong. True. But Dave, why didn't you check with everyone? Yeah, Dave, I think that's a fair enough question to be asking. You think everyone would have said no? Well, kinda, yeah. Then, why? I looked at Tyson, who had his attention on me too. He's my friend. And that's enough, pup. It's not all on him. I knew what the go was. I accepted anyway, so there's that. Okay, well, I'm sorry, but... No buts, you're up to it like a man. I whined, hanging my head. It was my fault. I should have checked. Roswell, Orlando, I'm sorry. Especially to you two, I should have, checked. Well, this vacation was meant to be for all of us, so it would have been nice to know who you decided to invite. But I can't hold it against you. It's not like I bothered to check. Would you feel the need to check, Roswell? No, probably not. The upside, though, at least from my end, is I've noticed a change. I really didn't want to make a big deal about it, but I've also been keeping my distance. If you're sorry about not checking with us first, Dave, I forgive you. What sort of friend would I be if I held that against you and let it sour the vacation? All right, ditto. All is forgiven. Well, not everything, but we're well on our way. At least as far as you and me, Dave. We're good. And of Tyson? I'm willing to keep a more open mind. Not necessarily about a clean slate, but the only one way forward. Same here, but are we allowed to call each other out on behaviour and decisions? To avoid incidents like a couple of days ago? Well, I think that's fair, right? That extends to everyone, right? Of course. There are rumbles of agreement from everyone. With apologies out of the way now, we split up. Alright, class is now in session. Hoss stroked over the entertainment system and started messing with it, humming to himself. So, am I going to regret agreeing to this? Well, with how much Hoss was talking this up, it can't hurt, right? Yeah, guess you're right. Alright, moment of truth, Tyson. You a dubs guy or a subs guy? What the fuck did you just ask me? Not that hard of a question. Dubs or subs? Well, if there's a choice between the two, I'd have to say dub, right? What makes you say that, Teen? Well, rubber-dub-dub, right? Fuck off, that's not what it means. Does it really matter? It's very important. If you pick wrong, you're entitled to your opinion, but I will judge you for it. Pup, help me out here. Oh, right. So, subs is short for subtitles, and dubs is, dub titles. Obviously, easy. Not even close. Do I have to read if I pick the dub title one? It's not dub titles. Well, can it be? I caught Ty smirking. He was doing this on purpose, and it seemed as though Dean had picked up on a chance to razz Hoss too. Maybe we should stick to dub titles, Hoss. Not you two, Dave. I'll have you know it's a fine art of dubbing something over. It's not as easy as you think. Well, what is it? Well, imagine taking a video and then talking over it. But you need to also make sure the amount of time a camera is talking for matches how long it takes to say the line. That doesn't sound too hard, just put the volume down and just talk over it, right? Not quite. Then you have to worry about the music and the sound effects too. A bit too complicated with me, sorry. Is it really that hard? It takes some work, but I've done an episode or two of fan dubbing. We can watch those instead if you want. No! No, not right now. Next time maybe. Well, fine. We'll watch the first episode dubbed and go from there. Although I warn you, the subs typically is the way to go. Dean and Tyson went and grabbed beanbags while Hoss finished setting things up. I thought back to the movie night and wondered. Tyson wanted some more cuddle time, although I don't know how he'd feel about sharing a beanbag in the company of others. But maybe that'd be something he'd want. Then again, I could always just get my own beanbag, but where's the fun in that? It's Ty's room, I'll sit next to him. I watched as Ty wandered back over, dragging 2 beanbags behind him and shooting me a confused look. What? Nothing. You weirdo, I got your beanbag. Hey, I did too, or the horse. We needed 4 all up anyway, right? Right, but Ty dropped both the beanbags down and dropped himself into the closest one. You know, Dave, don't necessarily sit in a beanbag if you don't want. What do you mean? Want to sit in my lap? Hold on, he has his own fucking beanbag. Hey, I figured I'd at least ask. Reckon it might be just as comfy. He's not sitting in your lap, Dean. Alright. Well, alright then. Ty rolled his eyes, looking over the horse. This was when I made my move. What? I half dove on Ty, half on the beanbag he'd sat next to him, presumably for me. Watch it, yeah? A hand found my shoulder, but he made no effort to push me away. In fact, it didn't even leave my shoulders. I propped myself up and cuddled into the spot under his arm, using it as a pillow. Comfy? Well, maybe a little. Hey, no, what happened to him having his own beanbag? He can do whatever the fuck he wants. Well, of course, but... I felt Ty's hand on my shoulder tense a little. If it's bothering you, Ty, I can just go sit in my own beanbag. I don't really mind, I just thought. Nope, you're not going anywhere. To emphasise his point, his hand reached over to swing my legs over his lap. This is fine. Well, hold on. I wouldn't mind something cleared up. What? Everyone comfy and ready to start? Here's what I'd want to ask if I wasn't just over there and could hear everything you guys were talking about. Well, what's happening exactly? Well, you and Dave, you're not dating, right? Really? That's what the problem is? Well, seeing with how buddy-buddy they've been lately, they must be. Tyson roughly shoved me away, getting to his feet to prod aggressively to Hoss's chest. I'm not gay! Hoss didn't even flinch, glancing down the finger still held against his chest for gently brushing it aside. And? What you mean, and? So, you like to cuddle dudes? Well, seems pretty gay to me. I'm not! And that's simple. Just say no homo. The fuck? What do you mean? If it makes you feel better, just say no homo. Might make you feel better and make it clearer for Dave. No homo. Ty seemed shaken, repeating the words over to himself, as if confused, quiet and eyes drawn to the floor. He fell back in his own beanbag awkwardly, keeping his eyes away from me. Well, how do we got that cleared up? Show me what kind of women you like sometime, Tyson. Might know someone to introduce you to. He made a non-committal grunt while Hoss hit the lights. I'd watched his show before, or part of it. Hoss seemed to be in a constant state of deciding where the best place to start this show was. There's another one like it, something about the Holy Grail that you could watch in any order, except you couldn't without spoiling parts of it. It was all a little too serious for me, but if it made him happy, then I was happy to just watch whatever. I prefer the ones that had a mix of exciting events and light-hearted fun. After the first episode, I looked to see how Tyson was faring, and he seemed to be interested enough to keep watching. Dean seemed distracted, but he hadn't made a move to leave the room just yet. Maybe he was willing to sit through it as much as it seemed he wasn't enjoying it. Hoss, on the other hand, as expected, had a smile plastered on his face and jumped up to start the next episode the moment the end credits had finished. By the second episode, though... Everyone enjoying so far? Yeah, it's not bad. I'm bound to keep going. What's wrong, Dean? Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it. Not your thing, big guy? Not exactly. What about if we switch? We could find something that we can all like, right? Oh, no, that's alright. I'll go make myself busy elsewhere. Dean got up, stretching out his arms. Still, it was good to try something a bit different. I might go checking on the crops, then might go for a stroll of my own. Did you want some company? Part of me worried about Dean being by himself, fearing something could happen. Well, I couldn't ask that out of you given how comfy you look. Besides, some quality me time never hurts. Well, if you're sure, welcome to try and find something else if you did want to stay though. Yeah, what he said. How about we just watch something I pick next time? Done deal. Alright, well, you have fun and I'll see you a lot later. So, what now? Well, I can put on the next episode if you want. Oh, sure. You know, I didn't think you liked Anime Day, Ty. I've seen 2 episodes, give me a break. 2 of many to come, buddy. Buddy? Sure, why not? I don't. Ty looked at me, then back to Hoss. What, you going to say I'm just a nuisance instead? I could see the cogs turning in his head and sure what to say. Ty? Well, I don't know. I'm not used to it. Really? Well, outside Dave don't really do the friends thing. Oh, why's that? Oh, people suck, except Dave. I felt his hand grip my shoulder slightly harder when he said my name. Well, we're going to have to change that. Can't have you been a lone wolf your whole life. An anime is great at bringing people together. Except Dean. Well, okay, maybe it's not a perfect record, but still. Oh no. What? Hoss, you're not going to claim that you have the power of anime on your side, are you? Well, no, but I do. I'm not going to regret sitting through more of this, am I? Hey, you were hardly just sitting through it, you're liking it, right? He totally was. I'll just shut up and put the next episode on. Despite Ty's attitude, he had a good enough time, I think. After the next episode, he started to get more chatty and ask Hoss stuff about the show. Not that I was really paying attention. I was comfy cuddled up to Ty. He was lightly scratching top of my head while he talked to Hoss. I didn't really get the show, so I let them talk. It was rare to see Ty ask so many questions, but rarer still to see Hoss answer each without raving about the content. After each episode, there'd be a few minutes to talk about stuff, but I mostly just kept quiet and let the other two have at it. Well, that's it. What? That's it. For part 1 at least. Oh, so there are more parts? Of course. Oh, good. What, you thought that'd be the end of the story? Oh, no. Ty just wants more is all. So you're a fan of anime too now, Tyson? What's wrong, Ty? Oh, nothing, just didn't realize this was what you like to watch. Probably let you pick more if that was the case. Oh no, if you got Dave to pick, you'd be in a very different position. His tastes, well... Hey, what I like is fine. Sure, it might not be the same as that, but... Oswin waved me off, rolling his eyes while addressing Tyson with a tone of curiosity. Overall, what do you think? I'd watch more. I thought you might like it. It gets better as far as the punching goes, but always good to start at the beginning. Yeah, I like the drive of that guy who became a vampire. That was hardcore. Of course you'd like him. He's not even the protagonist. I should be, he's cool. And yeah, you thought road rollers were lame. What? Don't tell me. Yep, but I guess you just have to see how that plays out. Fine, whatever. So when are we watching the next part? Eager much? Shut it. Well, not tonight. It's more than just 9 episodes, so if you want to binge it, probably best we save for another day. Oh, well, what should we do now? I don't know. I might go see where Dean ended up, see how the crops are going too. Ready? I've got to do something till it's time for dinner. What are you two planning on doing? I craned my neck to look at Tyson, seen him thoughtful. I was going to chill with Dave, probably. Sweet. Well, you two have fun. I'll see you at dinner. I watched as Hoss wandered off with a wave, stretching as he crossed the threshold and disappeared out of sight. Cuddled up to Tyson, the two of us sat there in silence for a few moments. So, yeah? He kneaded my shoulder, jaw clenched. Did I do alright? What do you mean? Making friends, I mean. Well, I think so. We don't just become friends with someone after hanging out once. It takes a few times at least. Oh. I expected a follow-up, but there wasn't. Instead, he sighed out, shaking his head. Makes sense. I shouldn't, I really don't, Ty. Come on, tell me. I was hoping this would be easy. Well, it's a good start. Plus, Hoss is sharing things with you too. Yeah. And I guess worst case scenario, you still have a backup. Well, a backup? Dean? I don't know how much your future boyfriend is a sure thing, friend-wise. I sat up, rolling over as I was sitting in Ty's lap facing him, and supporting me up by finding purchase on his chest. I mean me, Ty. You? Of course, always. Ty laughed, taking one of my hands in his and giving it a squeeze. You fucking dork. You're already my best friend. Don't care if you're the only one, you're enough. That wasn't... Then... His smile faded fast, looking at me as the frown starting to form. It eased back, settled, then eased back until he just looked at me with an expression I couldn't place. You didn't mean that, did you? Oh, no, I meant it. Friends, right? Don't lie to me. I suddenly felt myself falling backwards as he shoved me onto my back, pinning me down by the shoulders. Don't lie. I squeaked under his frown. What did you want me to say? Why do you fucking want me to be honest? Don't I get the same thing? I don't know. He grabbed me roughly by the wrist, pinning me further to the floor. I don't know, Ty. Fuck you want, Dave. I quaked under him, stammering. I don't. Say you don't know one more time, pup. Say it. It was a dare, one I was scared to follow through with. There are a few things that are able to make me cry these days, but Ty was one of them. Not of the same sort of fear that came with fear of being bullied or physically harmed. Something deeper, something darker. Ty, you're scaring me. No sooner I said that, he froze, eyes wide in shock, looking down at me. He eased off, delicate, almost if he was scared that he was about to break something, or was doing what he could to stop that from happening. I breathed out, heart beating fast in my chest. I'm sorry, But he didn't let me up. I was still under him, though I had the impression he wouldn't have been hard to move if I really wanted him to move. Tyson. Yes? What's the matter, really? Did I do something? Oh, no. Was it something I said? Not that either. Then, in a cruel twist of irony, I laughed at what Tyson came out with next. I don't know. I was too late to stifle my laughter with my hand, instead coming out closer to an amused snort. Still, I was thankful that Ty didn't make another move on me for doing it. Okay, fine. I do know, all right? You're not the only one that's been out of it lately, yeah? Why didn't you say anything? Well, what do you have done? Probably tell me it's all right, Ty. Oh, if you want me to talk, I'll listen. It's true, though. That's probably the worst part. I bring it up, you'll be upset, and then where will that get us? You mean, what's your dad? I fell limp, gulping. Look, you're not the only one that misses him, all right? He's more of a dad than mine was to me anyway. He just know what to do and what to say, right? I was almost scared to ask. About what? You really want to know? Of course I do, Ty. Well, I'd ask him if I was good, if I was worth something. As I went to say something, he cut me off, continuing. I know I'm worth something. I meant more than that. If it was all right to be feeling things. Like what? Oh, don't worry about it. Ty. Fine. It's you. I don't get how or why you do these things to me, but you do. I hurt somewhere that I don't know how to hurt anymore. Like you're under my fur, under my fucking skin. And sometimes I don't want that feeling to go. Or other times I try clawing it out with how much it hurts. So, it's a bad feeling? Oh, sometimes. It doesn't happen all the time. It's only been happening lately. I don't get it. Are you just jealous? Oh, fuck would I be jealous for? I don't know, that maybe you want something you don't know you want? I get that sometimes. I don't get it. Okay. You know how sometimes I get cranky and you seem to know what I need to make me feel better? Yeah, you're not that hard to figure out. Well, it's like that, but for you, I need help figuring out what you need, I guess. Oh. But what I think you need and what I can give you are two different things. Oh. But Ty? Yeah. Did you... tonight, What? Would you spend the night with me? Yeah, of course. Sorry, I'm a mess. Hold on, let me think. Can you get off me first? Ty rolled off, so he's laying on his sides on the floor, looking at me. Had an idea. Oh yeah? How about a shower? Together? I don't know. It'd help me get that spot on my back, plus you'd be there to check, right? Still, naked, together. Well, it's just an idea. We could get clean separately. I could brush you before bed. You could brush me and we could just, I don't know, chill. Ty sighed out heavily, eyes drawn to the floor as they flicked up to me. Yeah, alright. I'll decide later if I'll join you, but yeah, that sounds nice. Just like back home. Nothing has to change, nothing has to be different. We can, I don't know, watch videos on my phone or something, just... I rolled forward into him, sighing out and covering my face with my hands. I'm starting to break. I need something that's familiar again. Alright. Then what shall we do until it's time for dinner? Well, how late you slept, you're not having another nap. Well, we're... You'd already here. Could play games, could watch something. I don't know. Sure, I guess. No? I don't want to force you to do anything you don't want, Ty. That should go without saying. Jeez, that's not what I meant. What I meant was that you should be the one playing the game. And what will you be doing? I'll probably just sit next to you watching. Oh, come on, Ty, play with me. Nope, just want to watch. Besides, you need the practice. I wandered over the games and picked something out. Something easy. I don't know why, but I think part of it was what I wanted to try and impress Ty, despite me not being the best at games to begin with. It was hardly new information to him anyway. The few times he'd watched me play games, it was just simple ones, or ones that were more about just making stuff at a leisurely pace. There are a few times where he got me to try something scary, but after the first time one got me to the point of crying, he promised he wouldn't make me do that again. Wearing a fond smile on my face, I wandered back over the wireless controller and sat with Ty, whittling the time down until it was time for dinner. By the time dinner rolled around, we all filed into the dining room and sat down. I felt happier, at ease based on just how the day had turned out. It started low, but ended up going alright. So, what's for dinner? Oh, good question. Orlando? Oh, Roswell volunteered to cook. Making what, I don't know, but he seemed ready to try at least. He's not going to burn the place down, is he? Oh, I hope not. Worry enough about that whenever Sal's in the kitchen. Harsh. I'm not that bad, am I? I'm not the best, sure, but how hard is it really to set fire to the place? Oh, surprisingly easy. I looked at Dean, who seemed primed to say the same thing, but backed down after Hoss spoke up. Ah, you weren't so bad though, you can do chicken. That's right, you can do hot oil, so you're fine. Is hot oil that dangerous? Oh boy. Can he cook though? I think so. You could always go in and give him a hand tie. No, I'll take my turn cooking later. What can you cook, Tyson? Oh, nothing fancy, but I get by. But what though? Stew, toast, scrambled eggs. I guess I can grill meat. That's a pretty limited range. Well, at least you can make burgers. They're good burgers, at least. Hey, I like a good burger. Reckon we can put you on dinner tomorrow? Seriously? Yeah. And if you need help, I'm sure someone will be willing to lend a hand. I'll help. It's only burgers, right? Sure, that works. Thanks, pup. There's what? Orlando started to count on his fingers. 8. All of us plus Benson, right? My eyes narrowed, nodding slowly. There was only 8. Oswin didn't exist. It was a lie that I decided to keep for now. Right. Okay, 8 people, that's easy. Given how much Dean can put away and how big Sal is, probably making enough for more like 10. Probably. Is that bad though? That doesn't bother me. We continued chatting around the table until Roswell brought out his food. Some sort of mushroom dish with rice. Apparently this was from the stuff he gathered when he's out in the woods. Having eaten our fill, Dean leaned back in his chair, sighing out and looking to Roswell. So what was in that anyway? Oh, just some of the mushrooms I picked in the woods. Nothing dangerous, I hope. Given how much I ate, I might be in trouble. They were fine, I promise you. Just some paddy straws. Nothing fancy, I promise. The rest were just from the kitchen, from the grocery store, I'm assuming. What about the rice, though? Oh, garlic and butter, right? Otherwise it was just steamed rice, I think. Yep. So it was like a mushroom curry. Or more like a stew, I think. I sort of panicked and threw everything into a pot and tried to figure out what to make. I said a little bit left, but probably not enough for another meal. I don't know, it tasted fine to me. I saw Roswell start to say something before forcing himself back, scratching his head instead. I'm not picky. I would eat that again. Ah, same here. In any case, thanks for dinner, Roswell. Well, thanks, Dave. Well, I'm going to clean up dinner. I made a mess, so I may as well clean it. Can I help? It doesn't seem fair for you to do all the work. Oh, well, if you want to, I'm not going to say no, but don't feel pressured to, honest. It'll get done faster that way. I'll meet you in the kitchen. Well, that makes things easy. There was some showing of people stacking their plates to make the trip in the kitchen easier before people started to peel away. Tyson wandered up to me, looking me over before keeping his voice held fairly low. It was unclear if he didn't want anyone else hearing or not, but he was focused only on me. I'm going to get ready for bed. Oh, all right, Ty. There was more hesitation, Tyson looking me over carefully. See you upstairs? I nodded slowly. Ah, good. There were a few more moments before he came in again, patting me on the head for walking by. I watched him go, his hands buried in his pockets and his tail wagging behind him. I didn't know better, he looked excited. Truth be told, I was looking forward to it as well, some sense of normalcy after a few crazy days. I wasn't sure which room I should be going to, as that was the one thing I hadn't pitched to him. He wasn't in mine, so I grabbed what I needed and wandered over to his room. He didn't seem to flinch as I entered. In fact, he didn't seem to register that I'd entered with how he was looking at his phone while he sat on the edge of the bed. Ty? Hey, pup, come here. I wanted closer, what I brought from my room bundled up in my arms. Nothing overly out of the ordinary, a fresh change of clothes, my toothbrush, just basic things. Ty patted the bed and I sat down next to him, putting my things off to the side, near the end of the bed. He put an arm over my shoulders and pulled me in close so we were properly side by side, resting his head against mine. Crazy couple of days, huh? Yeah. I reckon this would all go down the same way if we just stayed at home. What do you mean? Say you invited me here and your friend said no. I'd have just stayed at home or hit the road. But if you stayed with me, pup. He trailed off, sighing out. I guess. Reckon it'd be just as much of a mess if we're just hanging out at yours for a month. I don't know, Ty. I really don't. Maybe it'd be like old times we'd stay up eating pizza. Maybe it'd be more like what happened a few days ago. I really don't know. I looked over the door to the room upon seeing Tyson's ears droop. We were safely alone, so I felt comfortable enough to speak my mind, or at least comfortable enough to steel my nerves to start speaking it. Ty? Yeah? I nodded slowly to myself, looking to meet his gaze. I think I'd be alright with that. What? Yeah, I know it might not seem as exciting as having a whole mansion to ourselves for a month, but I like those nights we just lounged around on the sofa and ordered pizza. You deserve better than that. Oh, probably. Well, that's why I have you. What? You make me happy. In a flash, he's upon me, pinning me down for the second time today. This time was different. I could feel his shoulders shaking as he held on to me tight. Ty. He mumbled something right next to my ear, and even then I couldn't make it out. It didn't matter though, as he soon got up enough so I could look at him properly. Oh, you make me happy too, Dave, you fucking dork. He pulled me into a hug again. You know how it is, right? That you got my back? That's alright, but that's not all. There's more. We looked at each other for a bit, Ty pulling his gaze away first, clearing his throat. Yeah, but it's not important. Come on, Ty, don't leave me hanging like that. Fine, I was going to say it's time for a shower. See? Not important. I frowned at him, unconvinced. Yeah, right. If you're lucky, I'll come join you, so get your butt clean and then we can jump in bed. This early? Well, after a good brushing, yeah. I felt my cheeks burn, wondering if what I assumed he meant was going to happen. I hopped up and wandered over the shower. There was something nice about hot water, or maybe it was just water in general. So I lathered up, running my digits through my fur. I sighed out and closed my eyes. Just on the side of the bedroom was Tyson, who'd caused me no shortage of grief over the time we'd been here. But at the same time confused me more than he ever had. Was he jealous? Was he interested in me in that way? I shook my head, pushing the thoughts down. He made it clear he wasn't interested, right? Not only that, there was Dean to consider. Not that having a talk with Dean wasn't out of the question. He'd likely be disappointed, but... My eyes flew open. I heard the door to the bathroom open. Ty? I kept facing the wall, still unsure if I wanted to face him in the buff. What? Nothing. My heart began to race, feeling up close like this. Well, I couldn't see anything except the tiles in front of me. It was clear that he was just as naked as I was. You missed that spot again. I know. Want me to get it? I nodded slowly, feeling his arms tense around me slightly, where his hands started to wander from my chest down to my stomach. It was having an effect on me, and I tucked my tail between my legs, embarrassed. Ty's hands lingered there for a moment before scratching lightly and bringing them back up. Ty. I know, did you want it? I gulped, unsure. When my answer didn't come right away, Ty shifted so he wasn't directly behind me anymore. I'll take that as a no. Pass me the soap. Wait, What? I'm sorry. Don't be, it's fine. What about you, though? I could feel I wasn't the only one potentially ready to go, but he just huffed. Cumming's hard to get out of fur anyway. With my hands still free, I lathered him up again. This time also running my hands along his arms to get him clean too. He took it as a cue to take the soap from me, digging his fingers into the back of my neck and making me gasp. It was a good gasp though, and he knew it. I hadn't done this very thing before, so he didn't relent until I was properly clean. Are you going to need a boyfriend that can get this spot for you, pup? In my stupor, I could make out the slightly amused tone Ty used, razzing me as he continued to scrub. Oh, you could just get good at remembering to use the fucking scrubbing brush. I chuckled, nervous I let Tyson scrub my back. Alright, you're good to rinse off. What about you? I can do it, don't worry about it, pup. He guided me more into the water and I rinsed myself off, making note to wash over the spot that Ty said I missed. When I was just about done, a hand came down my rear firmly, making me jump. He shot me a toothy smile before waving me off. But can I wash you next time? If you're lucky. I stepped out of the shower, grabbing a towel, and started to dry off. A few times I looked over my shoulder, watching Ty scrub himself facing me while I did so. With the amount of steam, I couldn't make anything out, and was torn about wanting to see in the first place. Hell, part of me was wondering whether the expectation was that I should be putting on some of the show for him. That was probably down to spending too much time with Dean. I gave myself a quick blow dry before heading into the bedroom. With a towel around my waist, I left the bathroom and wandered over to Ty's bed where my pile of clothes were. We were just going to be lounging around and sleeping, so I pulled on some sleeping shorts and sat my clothes down nearby off the bed. Then began the wait. I wasn't sure if Ty was going to step out of the bathroom with a towel or not, so I sat on the side of the bed facing away from the bathroom just to be safe. I heard the water turn off, then the sound of the blow dryer. When the bathroom door opened, I heard him approach the bed behind me. What are you doing? I'm just waiting. What? I hoping to catch a peek? Well, I was curious, but, I heard some more shuffling around and Ty cleared his throat. Better? Okay. Not done yet, though. What do you mean? Brush me. Oh, right. Sure, but then my turn after? Yep. I came around the other side of the bed and Ty got in position. He was already laid out the brush in preparation and was sitting on his pillow. The moment I but brushed her fur, he sighed out. Just like that, pup. His tail started to wag slightly as I brushed down his back. I know how you like it, don't worry. I could feel the tension falling from Ty as I brushed him, stopping only once I heard him moan softly. Why'd you stop? You, feels good, pup. You make the same sounds when I do it to you. Should be able to tell from my tail, right? Well, true, we don't like talking about it. How about what, pup? Well, anything that's remotely close to you being a dog. Ty sat up looking off into the distance. Yeah. Ty. Sorry, just getting ready for something. Oh, my turn for brushing? Yeah, but that's not all. I trust you, so it's about time I tell you why that sets me off. Don't tell anyone, alright? Of course, Ty. Alright, so I'm a wolf. But I'm also not. Well, half, I guess. Half? Oh, Mom wasn't a wolf. Don't even remember what she was the more I think about it. Bitch walked out as when I was just a kid. Didn't give a damn thing about leaving me with Dad. Not that Dad's any better, but he didn't put me up for adoption, so that's something. Huh, sometimes wish he did. Wasn't all that bad though, right? Well, I showed you how things were, Dave. You tell me. You had it so lucky, so damn lucky, and I hated you for it. At least I did till you started looking out for me. I just started hating Dad more. I'm sorry, Ty. I know. When I started paying more attention, I don't know, I guess I just started noticing how sad you were. I wanted to help. Well, you did. Trust me, you did. Being called a dog just reminds me I'm related to some bitch that walked out on a kid. It makes me so mad. Do you know why, though? Oh, it makes me worry I'll do the same thing. Hell, I was basically planning on it. I shot him a look and he sighed out, continuing. Plan was to pack up and just bail. Come back one day or not, I don't know. On the road I could just, dunno, sort my shit out. Figure out what I'm into and why. Can't just leave you in the lurch though. Can't take you with me either. So the plan was to make sure someone's looking out for you while I'm gone. If that means it's a boyfriend or whatever, then fine. I sat there unsure. I don't like the idea of you leaving, Ty. Oh, me neither. Not anymore. What else am I meant to do? I didn't have an answer for him. I wasn't panicked so much as deflated, as he wanted to leave what seemed like a good reason. And he's open to coming back, so... Look, just... He took the brush from me carefully, running his hand through the freshly brushed fur on his head. Let me brush you and we can cuddle. Wait, there's something I want to tell you. Something important. Oh, what is it? I just want you to know that even if you leave, no matter how long it takes you to come home, you have a home to come back to. What? He croaked out his response, staring at me. Your family, Ty. I don't know if that's as a brother or as a close friend or whatever. I trailed off, feeling I'd said something wrong. But seeing Ty's face shift towards a smile, most importantly relaxed, put me at ease. Really? To which part? I'm family? Of course, Ty. If you asked me a couple of years ago, I probably would have said the same thing. Oh, thanks. Hey, Ty, don't cry, it's alright. I'm not crying. Just something in my eyes is all. I meant it though, everything. If you need to go sort yourself out, I'll be here when you get back. You better not need me to get that spot for you when I get back. To emphasise his point, he scratched between my shoulders at the point he was referring to. Now come on, your turn, brat. After I got my brushing in, Ty hit the lights and we got under the covers. We lay there for a bit before he rolled me onto my side, an arm under my head and his other over my chest. There wasn't anything left to say. I was comfortable and it felt right. Seemed it was alright for him too, based on what I was feeling under my tail. I said nothing of it, when he was going to make the first move, but before too long he fell asleep, and his breathing was level. It wasn't like the other morning where he seemed to be having a bad dream. If anything, this seemed to be the opposite. And I was glad. There we go, that was Tyson's latest update. So I'm just stretching out really sore shoulders, that hasn't helped. Yeah, so that I say is the public updates for this year. So at some point now in December I will get Roswell's next video done, so we'll be up to date. And then we'll just carry on as the updates come in 2020. So thanks for watching. Until next time, bye for now.